today, this is our second episode of JT4. Let's get talking. Alright. You said woo in the middle of that, so now we'll have to figure that out. But no, I'm just kidding. That's a good point. But yeah. So
Nick.
So anything interesting in your lives happened today or this week?
Woo.
You played what?
Dragons.
Ooh, I love D&D.
Oh wow.
I forgot that you played D&D. I've had some of the best adventures in D&D and Pathfinder and a lot of other RPGs.
So I played Dungeons and Dragons last night. Dungeons and Dragons.
You.
Yeah. So, Cody, you've ever played an RPG?
But anything interesting happening in your life, Cody? Cool. I started band camp this week as of recording, but for you guys it will have been my second week yesterday, for those of you that are listening.
Just interesting to see from different people's angles.
But yeah, I started it this week, but yeah, I'm not liking it too much, but I don't hate it.
I said my dog.
See, the weird thing was, it went from me just like being like outside because my siblings both did it, and then like this year I'm now doing it, and I'm like, man, this is so much of a difference. And you know, it's very, very interesting because we have a band teacher this year, a new band teacher, and the marching band has a marching band director, because that's the first thing they looked for, because they needed one of those before they needed the actual teacher. So we have two people there to instruct us, and it's a really weird, really weird experience. Yeah.
Can I ask you?
Yes. No, I'm not going into high school. I'm going into 8th.
Yeah, I was thinking about something funny.
Yeah, you can still do like the high school marching band in 8th grade. You're typically in front ensemble whenever you do it, but I'm not, because they really needed an extra trumpet, and I know how to play trumpet, so Mr. Landis was like, which is the marching band director, he's like, would you be willing to play trumpet? And I'm like, yeah. And the great part was, my trumpet was actually in the shop, and the following day he brought it in, because he's the person that works on the instruments at Music and Art. So I'm just like, yay, yay. So that's very, very interesting. CPIG podcast, well, for us, came out yesterday. What is you guys' schedule for that, Leon? Is it just like, do you guys put it out at on a certain day, or what? I haven't really been able to focus on that. I've just been in band camp, and I just got the notification last night, listened to the first few seconds or minutes, and...
It's so weird. Why are you guys trying to get a meme for that? I don't understand. You don't call them memes?
Right.
Larger doing long, but...
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of one of the key things whenever doing a podcast is you don't need to... Quality is better than quantity. And I kind of agree with that. Quality is better than quantity, because if I'm listening to super staticky podcast and there's like 800 of them versus like a 100 episode super high quality, I'd rather have the high quality one. You know?
So they they took our side. It's like, okay, lady, this is how you have to say it.
Because I know Cincy edits for you guys. Nick edits for us. But yeah. So ours is a little. Cincy is like one of the best. Cincy actually worked in a studio, so Cincy has the most experience between Nick and him. Sorry, Nick. But I mean, Cincy does have more experience than any of us in this podcast, so he knows how to edit. So the CPIG podcast sounds way better than this does. So since he does edit for you guys, right?
Podcast.
Yeah. Back whenever we were recording, whenever we were trying to record daily, since he was like, look, I cannot edit this stuff so frequently, so he ended up quitting, and I'm just like, great, now we have to, originally I'm like, oh great, now we're gonna have to cancel this, and Nick's like, I can edit it, and I'm like, alright, that's great with me, because back when I tried editing this stuff before, just Audacity likes to freak out whenever I try to edit, and so...
I'm very sorry.
Coffee's bad for you, son.
Well, wait a minute, what sentence? The one about us recording weekly? Or daily?
It was...
I have no clue what... Wait a minute, what?
I'm very sorry, but the last edit that you sent over was so creepy. I'm very sorry.
Oh, yeah, I since deleted that. But I was trying to get you guys to see a feel of it. And this episode, it looks a little different. It shows who's talking,
that you sent over
like when they're talking and everything. Because I'm actually recording this with OBS, and I did a little screen capture of the area of where we're at, and it shows whenever the button
you did a
pops
test
up.
render that was about a minute
I did
long.
a color key to key out the Discord grayish background, and so it looks very, very good. It's gonna look a lot better than what it did before, and maybe we can have more visual stuff on this episode. And
is your first name Joseph?
Okay, and there's a new intro, and there's a new outro and stuff like that, so I'm super excited about this episode being different than the last episode. Go ahead, Nick, take it over.
Sorry, you were gonna finish.
What exactly is it that you're talking about, Nick?
Yeah, I used to watch
Alright, so I was gonna say, I actually sort of have a little bit of a present been working on for you. I don't know whether or not you're gonna use it, but it sort of would be along the lines of what you're doing with the chroma key stuff, but it's a little bit easier.
I tried to learn it. Just a lot of people try to learn things like that.
So
they end up like, what?
With
because I was working on an animated series,
said that
and I was trying to find the perfect program for doing it. Now if I have to animate anything, I'm just doing it through
I'm just gonna
Flash, because that's one of the best animators
jumbo,
out there. Although it does not have a 3D feature like Blender, it's still pretty amazing, and easy too. It's very, very easy compared to a lot of other stuff I've seen out there. Of course, you still have to know what you're doing, but once you actually know what you're doing, it's pretty easy and straightforward.
So yeah. My doggy is kind of fat, but I love her, and I don't really like pumpkin flavored things because they taste kind of bad.
Yeah, I've been learning it in a lot of little pieces. So, like, first I started with video editing, and I worked on actual settings for the exporting, and then from there I went on to looking into little bits of modeling and stuff like that. But I did see something with you can actually do motion graphics using a 3D animator to make 2D animations, which doesn't make quite
it's kind of hard to keep track.
Doesn't make a lot of sense, but
oh, that's pretty cool.
And I saw something.
I mean, that does sound sounds really awesome. So it does take the way. I like that. I really do. The only thing is, whenever we have our a lot of people, whenever we have our audio
you
file,
can assign that to an object,
it's still gonna have a tiny bit of noise on there, so it's still gonna pop up.
So you know,
even whenever
we
are
talking, like the little ring that would go around our names.
Is it free on the show? Maybe that's why they do it.
Oh, okay.
So.
Nice. But as of right now, everybody listening.
Well, you have to think about this.
One,
I'm taking out all of the noise, and I'm going to try as much as possible. But also with that line
I wanted
graph,
to make sure that you're still working on it because I kind of want to
use
use this format
after you import it. It just
see
gives
how
you a
it
set
goes.
thing that you can use.
Maybe
so if
maybe
there is
it'll
background noise,
be good,
you can turn it off.
because I already have to use OBS to record my audio for push-to-talk reasons, because otherwise there would be constant echoes in my voice, because sometimes I don't have my headphones around me.
Yes,
or my
but it's
going to
take a long time.
So I use OBS to actually record my voice, and it's really interesting that I use a streaming software to record my audio.
And how I don't really like pumpkin flavored things. I don't like pumpkin pie. I don't really like pumpkin seeds. I don't like pumpkin flavored things. I don't know. I got bored.
Yeah, I did too. Hopefully for your.
I'm sorry to pull away from the conversation, but I just during that monologue, I just all of a sudden heard Cody go, "Ah, heart."
I don't know what Fresh's is, but I mean, I guess it's a good thing that your mom makes better pie.
They are.
Fresh's?
Oh wow, that went down a different path than I expected it to go. Well then, Well, in Dungeons and Dragons, we completely pulverized some goblins, so that was fun. Wow. Yeah, you just so I can only imagine that she's looking at memes the entire time we're talking. So hey, at least you keep yourself happy. Yeah. Also, Xander, I would advise you from doing that, because my computer's freaking out whenever something moves. Are you really trying to make a meme right now? Nope, that didn't work.
Those are
the dank
really
memes.
Weird hours. Normally camp is in the morning, and that's 6 hours.
Yes, but there was a very cringy thing about this woman who was in like a Judge Judy trial, and she was like, "I did not post that meme. I had nothing to do with that meme." And she finally said meme right at the last one. It was just so bad. Yeah.
Can you repeat the question? Can you repeat the question, Nick? I'm sorry, you cut out a little for me.
That's just television.
Casting Call Club, which is where like all of us came from. I do some stuff on there. I mean, I know a lot of the people on here, and and maybe some people who are listening are really into voice acting. I kind of just see it as a hobby, just because I'm not good enough to ever do it professionally. So I just kind of do it as a hobby right now. I do know that there are people. I've heard people in Casting Call Club, and there are some really good voices out there that could probably make it really far. But I mean, I just kind of like doing podcasts because they're more simple. I was gonna say something else that was totally unrelated, but
it tastes bad.
no, I can't remember. What about you? Yeah, I mean, we're gonna talk about our future. I kind of want to do something with English, but I really don't know. That's just what I say when nosy adults want to know everything about your life. So yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that's everyone's goal.
We'll find you.
Out. I mean, when you get older, there are probably some circumstances that make it so you can't always carry on in the paths you want to choose. But yeah, that's pretty much, I think, a lot of people's ultimate goals as they're growing up is just do something that you love and get paid for it, because then it's not really working. Oh, cheesy. That's cool. Okay, first of all, thank you for sharing. Um, Second of all, I think if you're having that type of reaction to coffee, you should slow down or stop then, because I don't think coffee's good developmentally for puberty, or people going through puberty, because it messes with your I feel like it messes with your hormones. And so, I don't know.
Okay, I'm sorry. I know that stuff can get mixed up in the fray if something is happening with that, but at the same time, it's like, really, how do you not know which one is you and which one is your child and who you've had a baby with?
Which is sort sort of addiction, but not really, because you can still function without it, and yeah.
Holy shit. Xander, we have some things to discuss later. I just looked up where the Fox 8 studio was, and yeah, we have some things to discuss later.
Decaf coffee. They do make decaf coffee if you really want to try weaning yourself off of it.
I'm pretty sure that they both get money or something happens afterwards. It's usually per published thing.
Yeah. Do you use fair trade coffee brands? Well, I mean, fair trade is, you know what fair trade is, right? Oh, well, fair trade is when they make sure that there was no there was no forced or manual labor involved in picking the coffee beans, and there was no there all the people were treated, fairly, in the making process of the coffee. Okay, hurry. Probably not, but I don't know. Yeah. So he stopped. I think he's just, I don't know what he's doing. Oh.
Yeah, so my mom makes the best pumpkin pie ever. Like, it beats Fresh's pumpkin pie. It's so good. So, yeah.
Enye?
It's a, restaurant. Yeah, it's a not really fast food, but it's a restaurant that, has award-winning pumpkin pie.
Oh my god. I just poop is such an unflattering word, and it's just kind of, I don't know. It's just, I poop. It's like feces. That's weird too. Maybe we just shouldn't talk about the things that come out of our bodies.
Yay!
Okay, I didn't hear you talk about throw up, and if I had, I would have told you, hey, maybe we shouldn't. I don't know what we are talking about. Oh.
They are. So I have a question just for Cody and Xander. So I've heard a lot about podcasts, but have either of you done any other voice acting type stuff, or have you just been doing like podcasts and show type stuff? Oh, okay. Um, um, so do you ever I'm okay. So have you ever done any other like audio work type stuff, or have you just been doing podcasts?
Are you in school right now? Well, football games. How are their football games if maybe your school? I don't know where you go to school. That's not how we
I've done a
roll
lot
on
of
the East Coast. What are you
just
doing?
mostly auditions. I've gotten a couple of parts which
Why? Where are
unfortunately
you? Why?
I
How?
had
Why?
to either cancel, or their projects have either been canceled or put on hold for about a year and a half now. So again, like you, I still do it as a hobby, but it's not really, anything that I look too much forward to as a full-time job. I'd rather be doing something more intuitive, like making video games.
I'm between
Woo.
New Hampshire and New York.
Fair enough.
I don't know what you're talking about. School is different.
As far as my future goes, I really don't care.
Understand why you're
Like,
asking.
what I'm looking
No,
forward
we
to
have football
doing
games on
is possibly
Fridays and
working
sometimes
somewhere
Saturdays.
where I'm
Saturdays
going to
are only
be
for like
enjoying what I do.
away
That is the
games.
only thing I look forward to as a career. But oh no. Um. So yeah, right now I'm working on some video game projects and other type of things like that.
Can I say something kind of like ignorant? I guess I don't know if it's ignorant, but it's just like I don't feel like New York has enough space for like a football field. And so I don't feel like New Yorkers play football.
Or wait till later.
I just feel like there's not enough space to have a football field. I know they have a baseball stadiums and stuff, and that's basically like the size of a football field. Maybe there's the stadium. I don't really know.
Not only that,
I meant the
you
whole stadium, not just the
start to
field.
depend on it to actually wake up, because all of that energy that you get from it is just, unless you have some, it's
No,
like,
okay, yeah, I guess I
well,
mean
I'm
New York
tired
City
the
because
rest
I
of the
know
day.
there are
This
other
isn't gonna
parts of New
happen.
York where it's just not as crowded. But I mean like New York City. I don't feel like anyone can play football in New York City because it's so crowded. I don't know. That's just my feeling. I know that that's probably not the case. I just can't think past it.
Speaking of
They don't look like fingers. They're just like lines. They should have called them vein lakes or something. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are like 11 of them, and I'm being generous because one looks like 2. So yeah. Oh my gosh, it looks like a wishbone, sort of, except not really. It's like a twig, or like not. Yeah, it's like someone tried to write a Y with their other hand and they messed up. Yeah, with their eyes closed. Damn it, Pinterest. I don't want to see that.
Woo. But there's a lot of them out there on the internet. So, yeah, Xander.
And Cody. Bye.
Grave. Do you mean the grave that's above tab? That's what that key is grave. Yes, that's what the actual keyboard calls it. it drags away from the scientific definition or the scientific word for it, and it's just weird. Yeah. Fecal matter? Well, okay, so the rules for the show is that there is no bar. Alright, we were talking about voice acting, which we talked about it for a little bit, and then you left for a second, so I'm going to ask you the same question. Have you done any voice acting besides podcasts? Hmm. They do stuff of the summer. We're on the East Coast. Okay, wait. Alright, so not to get too personal, so I'm just gonna go with a general area, so that way we understand our regional differences. What state is everybody in? Kentucky. Yeah. Well, are you talking about New York City? Um, I was actually just up. Yeah. I was actually just up in New York last week. And I was over on the West Coast. I had to think about that for a second. On the Finger Lakes. I was on Cuca Lake, which is a very beautiful lake, and it's a bit smaller than the biggest one, Seneca, but still, it's very nice. Funny how, yeah, but It's mostly because of I guess originally to the person that named them, they named them the Finger Lakes because they look like fingers to them. I don't know. Some Picasso type stuff is going on there. They got it. they they got a. Oh, are you talking about Kyuko, the one that looks like a Y? Yeah, that's the one that I was on. It's like a really messed up Y. Well, like doing it upside down or something. Yeah. Yeah, we were on the middle part of it. I can't remember what side of the actual lake. I think we were on the east side, but I'm not sure. Bye, Nick. Bye.
The Just Talking Podcast is a production of Xander Simpson Media. All rights reserved. The Just Talking Podcast, JTP, Just Talking, JT4, Just Talking 4, are entities of the Just Talking Podcast. Ownership of the Just Talking Podcast and its entities are rightfully owned by Xander Simpson Media. The Sea Pig Podcast belongs to Leon, Rhett, and Zeke Dilligaff, and has no association with Xander Simpson Media or the Just Talking Podcast. Do not replicate the Just Talking Podcast in part or whole. The Just Talking Podcast can be found online at justtalking4.tk.